Hello everyone, I am Olivia Page with oraclebyolivia.com and Oracle by Olivia on Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, and YouTube. And this is a pick a pile reading for the full moon in May of 2021 and the lunar eclipse and pre-Mercury retrograde. So the full moon is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a fire sign, and Sagittarius helps us tap into our passion, into our heart's desires, the things that we are truly passionate about. It helps us tap into our creativity and helps us tap into having the ability to hit the mark, because Sagittarius is the zodiac sign of the centaur with his bow and arrow, and so you have the ability to hit your mark. And so being the full moon, you're setting an intention of what mark you want to hit. And also, I think the full moon is about setting an intention of the things that you want to let go. So how do you hit that mark of the things that you want to let go? What steps do you need to take to let go of the things that are no longer serving your highest good? The lunar eclipse helps us usher in this ability of release and helps us through the transformation process. So this reading is good for the next, from now until the next full moon in June of 2021. And so these are the energies that you'll be working with. And so at the beginning of the video, you saw a picture of the cards, and you can pick the pile or piles of cards that you are interested in. And then we have pre-Mercury retrograde. So Mercury goes retrograde May 30th until June 22nd of 2021. And so we're in that pre-phase. And so Mercury retrograde, I don't like to give it a lot of power to define me in a way that with the negative connotations that come with Mercury retrograde. So a lot of people talk about all the negative things that can happen during Mercury retrograde, but I try to look at Mercury retrograde as an opportunity to slow down so that we are communicating properly, and to look back and see how we've communicated before and what worked and what didn't, and so that we can use the things that worked and really amplify those things and use those things more often. And so we want to learn how to communicate better to ourselves and to others, and so that we can be fully heard. So use Mercury retrograde as a way to slow down and allow yourself to take more care of yourself, or better care of yourself, and to really tune into the messages that are being told to you by spirit, by family, by friends, to really hear people on a different level, to listen to people from your heart. And of course, we should do this whether it's Mercury retrograde or not. But this is an opportunity, Mercury retrograde is an opportunity to remind us to do that and to be more mindful of how we are communicating to ourselves and each other. So it's really a great time for us to be going through these energies of the lunar eclipse of transformation, the full moon of propelling that transformation by letting go of the things that no longer serving our highest good, by Sagittarius helping us tap into our true passion so that we can see the things see where we're focusing our energy that really isn't serving our heart's desires or serving our highest good, so that we can let that go and hit the mark of what it is that we truly want to manifest. And then Mercury retrograde is helping us, again, to be able to communicate in a way that is more, that is clearer and easier to hear. And so it's perfect because this is spring and it's about to be summer, at least in the northern hemisphere. And so spring is when we plant all these seeds. And so before things start to grow and before we reap reap the seeds that we've sown, we have this opportunity of the lunar eclipse and the full moon and Mercury retrograde happening, the super full moon just before the first day of summer. And so this is an opportunity to clean out any of this, to do our own weeding of our garden and to weed out anything that isn't working for us, especially regarding communication, how we communicate with others and listen to others. Okay, so let's see what the cards have to say and what kind of messages and information we can get from Spirit about how to navigate through from now until the next full moon in June. All right. Hello, Group 1. If this is the pile of cards you chose, then these are your messages. Alrighty, so let's see what Spirit has brought forward for us for Group 1 to see what kind of energies we are working with from now until the next full moon in June of 2021. And I want to start off by saying thank you for being here. Thank you so very much. Thank you for watching. And I would love it if you hit the like and also to subscribe and hit the little bell so you can be notified in any other videos that I make. All right, so let's see what the cards say. So this was the placeholder card. I think this is pretty. I don't know if you can tell, but it's got like a forest in the background. Okay, it says you are an I. Use this higher aspect of yourself to redeem your shadow aspects. You are an I. Use this higher aspect of yourself to redeem your shadow aspects. All right, so I think this is asking you to tap into your shadow self. So we all are light and dark, whether, we have light and dark energies in us, whether you're a light worker or not, we all have light and dark. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's completely okay. That's the way it's supposed to be. And so this is like asking you to see those dark aspects of yourself so that you can see which part of those you're ready to let go of and transform and transmute into something that is more serving of your highest good. All right, so then we have the first card is Never Ending Story. So this card is talking about, this is telling you about the things that you need to let go of. And this is actually telling you that it's time for you to let go of the negative self-talk. And so it's time to be very mindful of the negative self-talk that you have going on inside your head. And this is talking about the drama that you allow yourself to get wrapped up in. And so with the full moon, the lunar eclipse, with Mercury retrograde, this is a great opportunity for you to see these parts. I mean, we have this, seeing those shadow aspects and releasing yourself from those shadow aspects, releasing yourself from the drama, trying to quiet the ego so that your heart is leading the way. And the ego is that part of you that has the negative self-talk. That isn't everything that the ego makes up, but or isn't everything that the ego represents. But for this card in particular, it's saying, like, try to quiet your ego and stop listening to that negative self-talk. Like, there's no truth in it. And so allow yourself to transform that. How can you transform that and transmute that for your highest good? Okay, and then you've got time for a nap. So this can be talking about being in empathy overload. And so especially like with this card, when you're wrapped up in other people's drama, you can be in empathy overload. And so you need to take a nap, time for a nap. So this is simply, you can take a nap. This is simply just self-care in general. It's time to take care of yourself. It's time for you to love yourself. It's time for you to see yourself in the highest light that you truly are. You know, we see this card and the darkness in this card. And so we want to see you light this up. Light it up. Let your light shine out. Poised. This card says, so this card came up in the protection position. And so when this card is in the protection position, this card says that you're feeling a little nervous. You're feeling a little uneasy. You're not sure what is the right direction for you to go at this time. And so this card is saying, like, between all these things, as you tap into like where your self-talk is really holding you back, and as you do self-care, you can turn this card upright to where you are poised, to where you do feel ready to take on the day. And so by the end of from now until the next full moon in June, by the end of that period, you're going to start feeling more ready. Okay, you're going to start feeling more ready. And so you do that by taking things slowly with yourself as you're trying to heal your past wounds. And it's like when we have these past wounds and we let them hang over our heads and cause us, because when we have these past wounds and we give them so much of our energy, it's like we give them more credit than they deserve. Now, I'm not trying to diminish or any hurt or pain that you've gone through. Going through any kind of hurt or pain or trauma is very hard. And I have compassion for, for any of your situations. And so I'm not trying to ask you to let it go and never have it come up in your thoughts or feelings or whatever ever again. I'm just saying, like, we can give those situations more power than they need to. How can we transform it where it's really lifting us up, where it's really fueling us to move forward in a forward progression towards our goals and dreams, towards the things that we want to create for ourselves? Okay, so we have to try to stop letting things, giving things more credit than what they deserve. Okay. Voice, speaking your word. All right, so it's time to speak your truth. It's time for you to speak your truth. Tap into your voice. It's time to heal yourself so you start feeling comfortable to use your voice. There are things that you've held inside that you don't speak about, and you put on a brave face so that the world doesn't see your hurt and pain, but they probably see more than you think. And so instead of hiding it, let it out during this time of Mercury retrograde. Like, this is a great time to release and have forgiveness for yourself and forgiveness for others, and especially the self. And use your voice to heal yourself by talking kindly to yourself, by talking lovingly to yourself, by having compassion for yourself. We say to treat others how you wish to be treated, but why don't you treat yourself the way you treat others? Okay, so unless you're the most horrible person in the whole wide world, I imagine you're someone who's very giving and kind and compassionate, and you care about other people, and you're understanding, and you're there for other people, and you help pick up the pieces for other people. So it's time to turn that inward. So it's time to treat yourself the way you treat others. Okay? Treat yourself with the same respect and the same love and the same kindness and the same compassion. Ooh, psychic abilities. All right, so this is saying that you have some intuition. I mean, earlier I mentioned empathy overload. So I personally think that all humans are empathic unless they are a sociopath or a psychopath. And so I pretty much think most all humans are empaths. I think sure that some can be more sensitive than others, and I think there are plenty of people who are that have that empathy and have just no idea what that is or what that means or how it's affecting them. So psychic abilities, this could also be by releasing all this self-doubt that you have about yourself, and releasing your inner wounds. And so when I say release, I don't mean, again, that it no longer affects you. What I mean is that you make a new choice, and you let yourself feel the pain, the hurt, the grief, the guilt, the sadness, the anger, whatever it is. And then you allow yourself to feel it for a certain amount of time, and then you choose to feel something different. You choose to let those feelings fuel you, to give you the energy to turn it into action for your highest good. And so by doing that, you're transmuting the energy. And by doing that, you're not letting that hurt control you anymore. Does that mean that it will never come up again? Maybe in some cases, but it's possible that it's going to come up again, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean that it's wrong or bad. It just means that it's another opportunity for you to transmute that energy, to really fuel you, to propel you forward, to use that fuel, use that darkness and that fuel to push you towards the light. And so by doing that, you're going to awaken more of your psychic abilities. By letting go of your doubt, you can let go, or you can open up to more of your psychic abilities. We see the third eye opening up, okay? Then you've got the celery dragon, renewal. So cute. I love these dragons. These are my little garden dragons. I love the dragons. I love the dragons. So the celery dragon, renewal, you are going through a transformation. So remember, I said, even though this card came up in the protection position, what I feel is that by the end of from now until the next full moon in June, you're going through this transformation. You're letting go of things that aren't serving your highest good. You're going to start speaking more kindly to yourself. You're going to start loving yourself more, and you're going to feel more alive. You're going to feel more ready to take on the day. And you're going to be able to have this renewal that the celery dragon is bringing you. This also could mean that you should be juicing some celery and drinking some celery juice. Celery juice is really good for you. And so, if you have a juicer, then you can juice like a whole bunch of celery every morning. You can, if you don't have a juicer, then throw a few stalks of celery into a smoothie. You can make some soup with lots of celery in it. If you like to eat celery with peanut butter or sun butter or almond butter or something like that, you could do that. But so celery, I would think also would be something important to be eating some green leafy vegetables is going to be important to help you through this transformation. So even though, this is, these readings are like spiritual readings, we want to have a healthy mind, body, and soul. And so we can't forget about the body. So we have to take care of the body. So here the celery dragon reminds us to take care of our body and to try to eat more vegetables and to try to eat more green leafy vegetables. That it's going to help you. And this is, we're coming out of spring, going into summer. And so we're going to have a lot more fresh veggies, access to that at like farmers markets. And of course, there's usually a lot more of this stuff in the grocery stores when it's fresh, or the health food stores or co-ops. Okay. So then I pulled a goddess card and a god card. And so I wanted to see, how we can work with the male and female energy. So the full moon is the sunlight reflecting back to us, and the sun is masculine energy, and the moon is feminine energy. And so really, it's my belief that anytime we're working with the moon energy, we always talk about the feminine energy, but it's very rare that we talk about how that feminine energy is a mix of the masculine energy, because that moonlight that we see, no matter what phase it's in, is the sun's light reflected back down to earth. So because of that, the masculine energy is always there, except for the new moon. The new moon is the only time that it really is full on divine feminine energy, but any other time that there is that light shining back. So with the full moon, it is trying to find this balance between the male and female energy. And so I wanted to pull a goddess and a god card. So let's see here. We got Sophia, divine wisdom. Look at that. Her head is all lit up. Her crown chakra, we see her third eye chakra. Holy cow. Her third eye chakra, her crown chakra is all lit up. So divine wisdom. So the feminine energy is asking you to tap into your divine wisdom. Your divine wisdom, feminine divine wisdom, is about going with the flow. Going with the flow, tapping into your intuition, tapping into what's right and true for you. So this is a goddess that you can call on, Sophia. Just like the celery dragon, you can call on the celery dragon. And then the god we got is Vishnu, balance. So balance, you are trying to find balance between your male and feminine energies. You're trying to find balance between your light and dark. So, yes, because, the balance between the light and the dark is that, yes, we sometimes have some bad days, some bad moments. And then there are days when we have really great days and great moments. And so maybe we have days where we have okay days and okay moments, and mediocre days and mediocre moments. But that's the point, is like sometimes we get into that funk and then we get stuck there, and then we get stuck there for longer than maybe we would have liked. And so we're finding balance between our male and female energies, and balance between our light and dark. And I see the blue here, and this makes me think of the throat chakra, which brings me back to this card of using your voice. It's time to speak your truth. Maybe you do light language, do more of your light language. Maybe you like to sing, do more of that. Maybe you like to make music, but using your voice, it's going to be important to use your voice and to watch how you're speaking to yourself. All right, so matters of the heart. You got simple acts of kindness. Kindness energizes you and brings you happiness to those around you. So this is about doing a random act of kindness. We see this woman sitting there. Is it a woman? Well, you know, that could be, it looks like a child. It could be a boy or a girl. Sitting there surrounded by animals and nature and the sunlight shining down. So this tells me that you need to get out in nature. You need to spend some time out in the forest or the woods, or, you know, wherever you are in the world. Spend some time outside. Let the sun shine down on you to help rejuvenate you, and then to engage in some random acts of kindness, because sometimes that can help lift your spirits. It can help get you out of your funk. It can help see your importance and see how you matter, because if you're having a hard time seeing your worth, doing a random act of kindness will help lift your spirit, because you'll see how that random act of kindness made somebody else smile or made somebody else's day. And that can help shift the energy for you. Even though it wasn't meant for you, it was meant for somebody else. It can do, you know, a great deal of good for yourself as well. All right, so the last card is a positive affirmation. And we've got, when I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I desire. Okay. When I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I desire. All right, so this card is asking you to have an attitude of gratitude, that this is another way that can lift you out of your funk. And so, yeah, and then again, we see the light shining down. We see a mountain there. We see the cactus. We see the sun, you know, and the light shining down. Is that what that is? The light shining down, or are those pillars? You know, and maybe these are orbs in this picture. So you're surrounded by spirit. Okay. All right, group one. So, okay, so this is your main messages are that you, during this time, you are going to release all the self-talk that doesn't serve your highest good. You are going to start working towards creating a new beginning for yourself. You're going to restore your mind, body, and soul. You're going to start using your voice in a more positive way for yourself and others. You are going to live an attitude of gratitude. And by doing all this, you are going to be poised, and you're going to be ready for the next chapter of your life. All right, group one. All right, well, those are your messages. You have a wonderful next month, and you know, enjoy this time of going through a transformation. Be easy on yourself, be gentle on yourself, be kind to yourself, and give yourself lots of love. And I will see you next time. Thank you for being here. Bye. Hello, group two. If these are the cards you picked, then these are your messages. All right, so first I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. And I would love it if that you hit the like if you like this video, and you hit subscribe, and that you hit the little bell for any notifications. Okay, it helps my channel, and it just helps my channel get more visibility, and so I would appreciate your help with that. All right, okay, so let's get started. So we're working with what kind of energies you're working with this upcoming new full moon and lunar eclipse and Mercury retrograde. And so this reading is going to be good for from now until the next full moon in June of 2021. Okay? All right. So the first card, see that pretty card? It says love. Love is a verb, so make it your most treasured action. Nice. Heart chakra, rhodonite. Okay, so this card is saying that rhodonite would be a good crystal for you to have in your collection of crystals. But of course, if you don't have one and you can't go out and buy one, that's fine. There are other crystals you can use for your heart chakra, like rose quartz. I've got some rose quartz. I don't have any rhodonite, so I can't show you any, but I've got some rose quartz. Yeah. And you can use malachite. Ooh, I got these new malachite pieces. I love them. Look, isn't that so beautiful? Oh, sure. Focus on my malachite. Focus. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't it just gorgeous? Look at this. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Come on, focus. I want the pretties. I want people to see the pretty crystal. Please, please. There we go. Oh, it's so pretty. I love that formation. I don't know what it's called, but I love it. Yes, I love it. I got these at Peaceful Heart in Oregon, Wisconsin. Yes, I have another piece that is similar to it. Well, this is my malachite and blue azurite. Isn't that just gorgeous? I don't know where my other malachite piece is, but you get the picture. There are other crystals you can use, and like I have a ton of malachite. I just love malachite. I love it. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go on a tangent about crystals or to show you my crystals, but all right. Okay, so anyway, so love is a verb. What is a verb? A verb is an action. So, you know, I say that all the time, that love is an action. It is not just a word. And so, make it your most treasured action. All right. So there's lots of ways to show love, and totally can be outside of the 5 love languages. You know, by showing respect and kindness and honesty and compassion, integrity, you know, truth, speaking your truth. These are all ways that you can show love, you know, random acts of kindness. Okay. All right, let's get started. Okay, so interesting. The first card that came up is why. So maybe when you were watching this video, you had an idea of, you know, kind of what kind of messages you were looking for, or what kind of there's a situation that you wanted some answers on. And so this card says why. Why are you curious about this? Why? Ask yourself why about this situation. Why do I want this? Why do I want to do this? Why do I want to go there? Why do I want to attend this event? Or why, you know, ask yourself why. What is the why? And when you figure out the why, you will figure out the rest of it's what's going to bring you the answer. By figuring out your why is what's going to bring you your answer. So figuring out why it is that you want something or to do something is going to help bring your answer. TikTok. This card says that you might be feeling rushed. You might be feeling like you are rushed to get something done. And this is saying that there is that you are not running out of time. You are not running out of time. And so to just try to go with the flow and to slow down and to just take things one step at a time. You know, like there's a decision that you're trying to make, and so slow down. So don't rush into any decision. A leg up. Number 34. So this is about asking for help. It is time to ask for help. There are things that you are trying to accomplish, and you might be rushing. And so this is saying, instead of feeling like you have to do everything by yourself, it is time for you to ask for help. It's time to ask for help. It's time to set your pride aside and ask for help. There is nothing wrong with asking help or asking for help. It's important to ask for help. It actually shows your strength. And because unfortunately, in Western modern society, we've been conditioned to think that asking for help, wanting help, needing help is bad, but that's not true. And so a long time ago, long time ago, before modern society, we lived in villages. In small communities, we took care of each other. That community could not function without all of those people in the community were important and played a role in keeping the community working cohesively. And so know that you are important, and know that the other people around you who are positive and help serve your highest good are also important for your journey. And so ask for help. It's time to ask for help. And maybe you're trying to figure something out, and it's time for you to seek some like a professional answer from somebody. Maybe you need a reading from somebody. Maybe you need to talk to a financial advisor. Maybe you need to talk to a counselor. Maybe you need to talk to an attorney. I don't know, something like that. So maybe, a leg up might be this could be a family or friend to ask for help, but this could also be someone professional that you need to turn to and reach out to. Ooh, this is a beautiful card. Earth. This is a reminder that you are that you are a star seed, and a star seed is a soul that has, for one, we all come from source. These are my beliefs. They don't have to be your beliefs, and that's okay. But it is my belief that we come from source energy, and that we incarnate, that we've incarnated on different places and different dimensions. And so I feel like this card is saying that even if you're feeling like ET phone home, like you want to go home, like you're here incarnated in a human form, in a human body, and that you are home. For right now, your soul is where it is meant to be. Your soul is home. And so this card also tells me that well, look, we see the earth and we see all that growth. And the earth encompasses all the other elements, okay? And encompasses everything. Like we wouldn't be in this type of physical form if we didn't have this type of planet to be incarnated on. And so think of the earth as the togetherness and the connection, and how everything works in a symbiotic way. That's the way it should be, is these different elements working in a symbiotic way. And so it's time for you to reach out and ask for help from others to see where you can work in a symbiotic way with someone else. This also tells me you need to get grounded. You need to spend some time outside. Reconciliation. Okay. So this is talking about healing. It is time to do some healing. So this could be healing between you and another person, and this could be healing between you and yourself. Okay. And so because we're coming into this full supermoon and the lunar eclipse and Mercury retrograde, we have all this stuff going on. And so reconciliation, this is a time to have forgiveness for yourself, have forgiveness for others. This doesn't mean that you forgive somebody and then you're like, oh, I forgive you, and sure, you can come back into my experience, into my bubble. That isn't what that means. Forgiveness for somebody else excuse me, can still mean that you decide that I forgive you, but you still aren't allowed in my space. And that's okay. It doesn't mean you didn't really forgive them. What it means is that you forgive them and their actions, whatever it was, whatever was weighing on you about what they did, or what it feels, when it feels like they did something to you, that it no longer affects you in a way that keeps you from moving forward. Okay, but this is about asking you to do some healing. This is time to do some healing. Healing within yourself and healing with others. And you can do the Ho'oponopono prayer of, I love you, please forgive me, I'm sorry, thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I think I only said that 4 or 5 times. You should say it at least 10 times. And so if there's someone that you want to send that forgiveness or that reconciliation energy to, you can hold them within your mind's eye, or just think about them if you're unable to see things in your mind's eye at this time. And send this energy to them. This could also be holding yourself in your mind's eye and sending this energy to yourself. Okay. And with the self-healing, with the leg up, maybe you need help from somebody else to help you on this healing journey. So I feel like this is really an inner healing journey. And so there's someone that you can call on to help you in this journey of healing. All right. And then you got Turnip Dragon, Resilience. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, so the Turnip Dragon, oh, he's so cute, purple and green. I love those colors. Those are my favorite colors. And I love the dragons. I love the dragons. All right, so the Turnip Dragon, resilience. This is talking about how you've been resilient. You are resilient, but I also feel like it's time to allow yourself to soften up a little bit. You can be soft and resilient at the same time, and that you can have more resilience by asking for help, and that you can have more resilience by connecting with others and connecting with that earth energy. And so just allow yourself the time needed for healing. Use this time from now until next month's full moon to really go through a healing process. Okay? All right, so then next I asked about a goddess and a god to come forward. And so this is so we can balance our male and female energies. So a lot of times when we talk about the moon, people always talk about how the moon represents feminine energy. But I personally believe that the moon is a representation of the feminine and the masculine energy, because that light that shines down on us is the reflection of the sun, and the sun is masculine energy. So we're getting that masculine energy and that feminine energy. And really during the new moon, when we don't see the moon in the sky, is when we really are getting that blast of feminine energy. But all the other times we're getting, you know, the crescent moons, sure, are definitely more female energy than male energy, but we're trying to find that balance. And we're trying to find how we can let the male and female energies work together, instead of, like, I feel like there's been this competition. Like there's been, you know, we've been very patriarchal in our modern Western society. And so now it's like the divine feminine is trying to climb to the top. But I personally think that we need to be trying to figure out how to find a balance. It isn't about, you know, shutting down the masculine energy. People think that we need to step into a matriarchy and and then have the divine feminine lead the way. But that would create an imbalance as well. So if we're going to be balanced, then we're going to have the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming together, and having a balance where we're working together, so that the male energy is supporting the feminine energy, and the feminine energy is supporting the male energy, or the masculine energy, and that we are finding balance in we go with the flow. We take action with the masculine energy. We take action towards our creation. We take action towards our passion. But the feminine energy allows us to go with the flow, with the ups and the downs and the bumps in the road as we're moving towards our manifestation, our goals. And so that's a balance. And as we're doing that they're supporting one another. They're symbiotic. And so that's where we're trying to get to. This isn't about shutting down the masculine energy, and I feel like that's a big misconception. It's really about finding the balance of the masculine and feminine energy, because we can't have one without the other. And so we need to have that masculine energy, and we need to have the feminine energy. Sure, maybe it feels like the masculine energy is way up here and feminine energy is down here, but it can't go like this. It needs to go like this. It can't be unbalanced. Okay? I mean, it can be, but if we're trying to create heaven on earth and a new earth, then there needs to be a balance of male and female energy. All right, so anyway, enough with my spiel. Let's see which goddess came forward. Oshan. I don't think I'm saying that correctly. Oshan. I'm sorry, goddess. Generosity, asking you to be generous of your heart, generous with yourself. I feel like this, generous with your time. Generous with your time. Where is the card? TikTok. So generous with your time. Are you rushing through things? Are you rushing your time with other people? And so maybe you need to be more generous with your time. They're very similar in color too. Look at that. Interesting. But generosity is a great way to get out of your funk. Doing a random act of kindness is a great way to get out of any kind of funk that you could be in. Doing a random act of kindness could be a great way, like if there is this decision that you are trying to make to help you get out of your head, to get you into a different space and vibration, and so that when you come back to it, you have a different perspective. So like when I write like a blog post or something, or let's say I'm writing when I was in college and I wrote essays. Like I could write that thing and write and write and write and write. And then I think, oh, it's absolutely perfect. But then I'd put it away and then I would come back to it the next day and I would read it and and I would find all my mistakes. And I was like, oh, that's because I rushed through it. And because I thought, you know, because, well, when you read something enough times, it sounds the way you want it to sound, right? Especially if you're the author. But anyway, my point is that sometimes, you know, taking a break from something, and when we come back, we can see things differently and we can gain a new perspective. Okay. And so by stepping into that generosity, look at, you know, I mean, it's really her arm. I don't know why they show that, but to me, it's her heart chakra is lighting up. And so this reading was all about the heart chakra, or was a big part about the heart chakra. So, all right. So generosity. We're asking you to be generous. Be generous with yourself. Be generous with others. So male energy. Ooh, Zeus, leadership. Nice. Look at that bald eagle. Beautiful. Freedom. Be the leader. Be the leader, lead by example. Be the leader of your own destiny. Take back your control. Like, instead of giving your power away to everybody else, take back your power by getting yourself to your own destiny. And so he says, you have what it takes to get the job done. You have what it takes to get the job done. Yes, you do. So you're going to be the leader. And as you lead, people are going to help you. You're going to ask people for help, because as a good leader isn't someone who tries to do everything by themselves. A good leader can help delegate to other people so that the whole group is working together to create this collective outcome. Okay? All right. So then I wanted to say, so of course, Oshan and Zeus are two, you know, a god and a goddess that you can call in to help you. And the turnip dragon. They all have come forward in this reading to help you. And so you can call on them anytime. And all you have to do is say their name. All you have to do is say, Zeus, will you come and help me step into my power of being a leader, of creating my own destiny. Or Oshan, I just don't feel like I'm saying her name correctly. Hold on a second. All right, well, the book doesn't say how to say her name. So it's Oshun, Oshan. I'm sorry if I'm not saying this correctly. So anyway, you can call on Oshan, you can call in Zeus, and you can call in the turnip dragon. All right, so let's look at matters of the heart. Romance. Lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. All right. Okay, so if you are coupled with somebody, or you're in some kind of romantic relationship with someone or several people, it's time to show some affection and attention to them. Remember I said, is it possible that you aren't being generous with your time? So it's time to be generous with your time in your romantic relationships. Now, if you are single, let's take the romance out of this And let's look at in your relationships in general, with family and friends, with your children, where could you spend more time with them and show them more love and affection? Okay. Okay. All right. And the last card is your positive affirmation. In stillness, I receive. All right. In stillness, I receive. So in stillness, you receive messages. In stillness, you're able to gain a new perspective. So remember I said by being generous, it's going to help you gain a new perspective. It's going to help you get out of that where it feels like you're go, 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 go. So I feel like, you know, there's a decision that you might be trying to make right now with this why card. And so it's really time to tap into that why. Why do you want this? Why do you want to accomplish it? Why do you want to do it? Why do you want to have it? I'm sure I'm not coming up with all the whys, but why? Come up with the why, and that's going to help you determine the true answer. So like if you're asking, should I keep dating so-and-so? And then you're probably thinking, well, that's so simple. Of course, why do I want to know? Because I'm unsure. But really get to the root of it, because it's not just that you're unsure. It's you're unsure for a reason. And what is that reason? So is it you're unsure because there have been some red flags? Are you unsure because it feels so amazing and you've never felt this way before? Are you unsure, you know, what is that uncertain? Where is that uncertainty coming from? Why are you asking this question? So why are you asking the question? And like I said, that's going to help you determine your answer, because when you can see really why, you know, why it is that you want what you want, or you know, whatever it is, trust me, I've done this before. When I've gotten this card, I'm like, oh, come on, that's just so silly. And so then I really think about it and I'm like, oh, okay, I see that. And so when I like made this list, or I really thought about it and put it on paper, at least for me that helps, and I put it on paper, I was just like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that probably isn't really the right path for me. Like, I kind of am wanting it for all the wrong reasons. And by gaining that different perspective helped me. And so then again, so figuring out your why, don't rush to get to the answer. You don't have to rush. And ask for help. And, you know, in stillness is where you can gain that new perspective and get the answers you seek. So meditation will be important for you. And she's got her hands over her heart. And so it's time to connect with your heart chakra. The full moon is in Sagittarius this month, May of 2021. And so you want to connect with your heart chakra to figure out what it is that you're truly passionate about and what it is that you truly desire. Okay, group 2. So those are your messages. I thank you so very much for being here, and you have a wonderful rest of your month, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, group 3. So if this is the pile of cards you chose, then these are your messages. All right. So first I want to say thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate it. And I would love it if you gave this video a like if you liked it, and to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so that you get notified of my new videos. And it just helps my channel get more visibility. And I would love your help with that and your support. All right. Okay, well, thank you so very much, and let's get started. Okay, so this card, ooh, you got the tiger. Ooh, and I see one over here too. All right. It says courage. Live life fearlessly with courage, strength, and determination. All right. Tap into the energy of the tiger. Tap into the energy of the tiger. Be the tiger. Because you have what it takes to live your life courageously and fearlessly and with strength and determination. Woohoo! All right. To be fair. All right, look at the owl at the top of the head and the scales in the hands. So here we are tapping into our wisdom to find balance, and to find the best outcome for all. Okay? So you are finding balance in your life. You are finding balance in the energies surrounding you. And you, by tapping into the energy of the owl, of the wisdom. Okay, so that owl at the top there is wisdom. Okay, and so you're tapping into your wisdom to find the balance in your life that you need. So we have periods of our life where we are doing and periods in our life where we are being. And so we can have periods of movement and stasis. And so this card can remind us that if we aren't happy with where we're at now, to know that truly nothing is really ever permanent and things always change. And so wherever you're at now, if you don't like it, know that it'll change, and that by taking actions that are in your highest good are going to help you create the change that you're looking for, if you are looking for a change. But also this is, you know, finding balance, balancing your energies, balancing your mind, body, and spirit. And you do that by tapping into your wisdom. You do that by recalling what you've learned from past experiences. It doesn't mean we live in those past experiences. It means you see what you've learned from those past experiences and how you can bring that, bring what you've learned into the present moment to help you create a better outcome for yourself. And with the owl, it's like things will be revealed to you. Things are going to come to the light for you. Aw, soulmates. Aw, I like this card. Okay, so let's talk about this card. If you are single, this card could signify a new partner coming into your life soon. That this will be someone who is here to teach you some great lessons, but in a very positive and uplifting way. And if you are not single, this is a confirmation that you have a good partner by your side, and that you teach each other and you learn from each other and you help one another evolve. Now let's look at this from a general aspect. This is talking about someone coming into your life who is, as a general, not romantic, just general, someone coming into your life that is going to help you evolve into a better version of yourself in a way that is gentle, in a way that is uplifting, in a way that is nourishing. Because when this card is upside down, this card can talk about someone coming into your life that's here to teach you lessons, but they end up being hard lessons, lessons that can cause heartbreak. But this is in the upright, so these are nourishing lessons. These lessons feel easier to move through and to work with. And so this could be a romantic partner, this could be a friend, this could be a family member, this could be a business partner. So just be on the lookout of someone coming into your life, or maybe you know who this is already, and to really tap into that relationship and to see how they're nourishing you and see how you are nourishing them back. All right, and then we have serendipity. Okay, so this card came up in the protection position. And so when this card is in the protection position, it's saying that everything feels like it was working the way it was supposed to, and then it kind of all fell apart. And so, but there's a reason for it. It's to push you through a transformation. So maybe this is where you're coming from, is this point of feeling like it was all working out the way it was supposed to, and then it just kind of didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. But in the long run, you will see that it turned out the way that it was supposed to, in the way that was going to help you in the best way possible to help you on your path. You know, rejection is God's protection. And so if things didn't work out the way they were supposed to, if a door closed, that means another one is going to open. Now, that doesn't mean that another one is going to open instantly, okay? That is something I've had to learn, that when a door closes, another one will open, but it doesn't mean that it's going to open right away. But just be on the lookout and be open to new opportunities coming your way, to new doors opening, to new ways of doing things. Okay. The equator, to make equal. Wow, that is so, wow. The equator, I mean, here again about balance. We're balancing the light and dark energies. Again, balancing energies. So we're balancing our energies. And so, okay, so by balancing your energies, you're going to be able to turn this card right up, to have this serendipity, to feel like, yes, everything is working the way it's supposed to. So it's really important for you now, from now until the next full moon, to really be focusing on balancing your energies. So this might mean that you need an energy clearing session done. Maybe you need several of them done. Like I try to get at least one a month, if not two. I mean, I'm a healer myself and a reader, but I still like to get my energies cleared. I try to clear myself daily with, you know, angel fire and light language and dragon fire. But it's always nice to have somebody do it for you. It's a great way to treat yourself to some TLC. So balancing your energies, this is about finding balance. Finding balance, and make sure that you're finding balance in this relationship, because it really is meant to be a positive relationship, and this relationship is going to teach you about balance, teach you about balancing your energies, teach you about how to balance energies between two people who are working together, teach you about the light and the dark, how, I mean, it's okay to have light and dark energies. We all have light and dark energies, and I think some of us, even myself included, can be very scared of the dark energies, because then we think we're bad or we're evil or we're awful. But that's not true. It's in the light that, or it's in the dark that we find more light. It's in the dark that helps us see, that helps us transform our energies. The dark helps us transform our energies. And, you know, the dark and light are attracted to each other. And they help each other. It's a symbiotic relationship, because it should be a symbiotic relationship, and that's how we should look at the light and dark within ourselves. And because that the dark and the light can help each other, to help each other grow, to help each other evolve, to help each other become better versions of themselves. You know, the dark helps us learn where we haven't set healthy boundaries, where we've been too hard on ourselves, where we've been too hard on others, where we can be judgmental, where we can be unkind. And we all have that ability to be unkind, and you know, but that doesn't make us bad. It only makes us bad if we focus on trying to be unkind to people. But it's good when we can say, oh, that wasn't that I shouldn't have said that or done that like that. Like I should, I could have been more kind. I could have been more compassionate. And so it's an opportunity to learn and grow so we can shine more light. A symbiotic relationship. At this point on this planet, we need that dark to help us see our light. And so we should love the dark parts of ourself that we think are unlovable. We need to love those parts of ourself. Okay? Home. Aw, this is a pretty card. Home. Where do you feel at home? Where do you feel comfortable? Where do you feel like you are truly loved and accepted for who you are? Who are the people that make you feel truly loved and accepted for who you are? Are you someone who makes you feel loved and accepted for who you are? It's time for you to see your worth. It's time for you to shine your light. It's time for you to come out of the dark a little bit and shine your light a little more. It's time to use that energy of the dark energy to propel you forward in a new direction. Artichoke dragon, guarded. Okay. Let me see here. You might be feeling kind of guarded right now. You might be feeling like you really need to guard your energies, that you really need to protect your energies. And of course, it's most definitely important to protect your energy. It's important to get grounded. But don't guard yourself so much that you are not letting the light in, that you aren't letting others love you. Okay? So, yeah, I keep hearing it's okay to let your guard down a little bit. Like the artichoke, for one, it has lots of layers. Have you ever seen an artichoke before, a full one? It has lots of layers. It's almost like a pine cone, but it's more round instead of like oval or oblong. And so it has all these layers. And to get to the soft parts, you have to peel off each of those leaves, and in there is where the soft little part is that you can eat. And then to get to the heart of the artichoke, you have to peel off all of those layers. And so I feel like you've built up all of these layers, which perhaps has created maybe an imbalance of your energies. And so you're being called to balance your energies. The imbalance of your energies has created kind of an imbalance of how things, what kind of outcomes come about in your reality. And so the artichoke, like I said, to get to the heart of the artichoke, you have to take all those layers off. So you could look at an artichoke to see what they look like, but that's how they are, and they're this little bulb of layers. And so you peel the leaves off, and then you get to the heart, like the best part. And so really connect with your heart center, and I feel like you need to peel away the layers a little bit, that you've been too guarded, and it's time to let your guard down a little bit. Like you're going through a transformation, and part of that transformation is going to be letting your guard down a little bit. Okay? Okay, oops. So these next cards are a goddess and a god card, and so I wanted to bring forward a goddess and a god to help balance the male and female energies. And so the full moon is often the moon in general is often talked about feminine energy, and I personally believe that the moon is the moon energy is male and female energy. So when we see that light of the moon shining down to the earth, it is actually the reflection of the sunlight. And so the sun is masculine energy, and the moon is the feminine energy. And so really only under the new moon is it really this full force of feminine energy. And so I truly believe that, you know, there's a lot of, you know, people saying that the patriarchy is really, you know, what's leading us, and that we need to let things be led by a matriarchy, and that the feminine energy needs to take the lead. But it's still imbalanced. And so we want to create balance. And if we're going to create balance on, you know, the energies on this planet, we need to create balance with male and female energies. And so it isn't that so that masculine is ahead or feminine is ahead. It's about how they work together. Okay, masculine and feminine energy should be a symbiotic relationship. The masculine energy supports the feminine energy. The feminine energy supports the masculine energy. That's how it really should be, and that's where we should be evolving to. And so and I know people are really talking about how the feminine needs to take the lead, but like I said, if we let the feminine take the lead, you know, the feminine is up here and the masculine is down here, or vice versa, whatever. Yeah, this is my feminine hand. Then, like I said, there's still an imbalance. So I think that's a little bit of a misconception. It's about balancing these energies. And so the male energy is about taking action, and the female energy is about intuition, heart space, and going with the flow. And so how can we take action and then go with the flow of the ups and downs of life, and go with the flow when we get to these blocks? Not these blocks, but we get to these hurdles, or we get to these bumps in the road. Instead, we could like get to this hurdle, and we can just stop and move and not do anything. And that's what a lot of us do sometimes, not all the time, sometimes. Or when we tap into that divine feminine energy and masculine energy of movement, feminine energy of going with the flow, we can be like, okay, we're going to continue to move forward. But with the feminine energy, we're going to go this way, and we're going to go around, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to keep moving towards our goal. Or maybe we're going to go around and we're going to go this way now, and eventually get to where we're trying to go, but we have to take a little detour to get there. So either way, my point is that we have to find balance between the male and female energies. Okay, so within ourselves, within our society, within the collective consciousness. All right, so the goddess is Ukiona. Stillness. Now, I apologize if you see this and you're like, you just butchered her name. I am so sorry, and I apologize to you, Ukiona, if I mispronounced your name. I think she's a Japanese goddess. I really have no idea. I'm just guessing. And unfortunately, this book, yeah, Japanese goddess. I really love these cards. I think they're absolutely beautiful. I wish they told more information about who the goddess is and what they represent. So what Colette did in this deck was she just basically channeled what the goddess wanted her to bring forward for this deck, and which is fine, and that's great, and I love the cards. I think they're beautiful, and I love the messages. I'm just one of those people that is in my head a lot and I like to learn new things, and so and to expand my awareness. And so I wish it was a little more like my God deck, because the God deck actually talks about more about, where they're from and what they really represent. I don't know, I want to say as a generalization of what they represent. This is interesting because then you get like something different that they wanted to bring forward for these cards in particular. Okay, anyway, Uki Onna, she teaches you about stillness. So I feel like stillness. So I feel like, I was talking about the male and female energy and how maybe we come to a block and we're going to continue to move forward. So this makes me think, okay, I should say that a little differently. So maybe it's more like with the feminine energy, we can help the male energy to slow down, and so that we can sit still before we take our next action. Okay, so she can help us see where we need to be still, to do some meditating, to go within. Within this stillness is where we can find the balance. And so the god we got is Odin. I love the well, I call them the Asgardians, but I think they're, known as, aren't they known as, Norse. So, but I call them the Asgardians, as galactic beings, instead of, the Norse, ones. But I love, I should probably learn more about Norse, mythology, because Thor is my protector guide, and Heimdall is also my protector guide, and Odin, I love Odin. I just love them all. So I'm pretty sure that, Thor told me I was incarnated with him on Asgard. So I know you're thinking that's in a movie, but a lot of times that stuff is disclosure. So anyway, okay, so Odin says guidance. I like these two together. The stillness and guidance. Like, he just seems so I'm going to say balanced. Like, he seems so even keeled, and like he's really like I feel like he's not rushing towards something. He's willing to observe what's going on around him before he makes his next move. And she is helping with that energy. So she is helping with that stillness. She is helping him to stay balanced, and he's helping her, he's helping her by supporting her, by letting her take the lead in this situation, and that when it's time to move forward, she's going to let him know that it's time to move forward, and then they will move forward together. Okay, so how can we use that in the reading? That's like your feminine energy is going to take over to create stillness, so you can balance. Where's the card? So you can balance your energies, and when it's time to move forward by getting still and really tuning into yourself, you'll know when it's time to take action, and Odin's going to help you do that. So you can call in Uki Onna. Maybe it's Yuki Onna? Yuki Anna? I don't. You can call in Odin. So when you want some help, getting still, you call in Uki Onna. And when you feel like it's time to take that action, then you call in Odin. And you can call in the artichoke dragon to help you with this. You can call in the artichoke dragon to help you peel away those layers. Okay. All right, so the next card is what you need to know for matters of the heart. So let's see what we've got here. Love who you are. Love who you are. You are divine, delightful, and deserving of the wonderful things life has to offer. Well, that is a beautiful message. Love who you are. Look, we've got a rainbow in the background. Love who you are. So you are trying to find balance. And so love who you are. Take courage to stand still. And that might seem like, oh, that doesn't take any courage. But it does take courage, because sometimes we feel like we have to go, 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 go. So find the courage within you to stand still, to listen to your intuition, to listen to your inner guidance, to listen to what your mind, body, and soul needs in this time in your journey. It's time to find the courage to love who you are. Okay? Love who you are. That is going to help you balance your energies. And your positive affirmation: I let the universe catch up with my dreams. I let the universe catch up with my dreams. So this is saying, okay, so the stillness, stillness. So this is saying that this is like, you have something you've been trying to is this upside down? Yep, sorry. That that there's something you're trying to bring to fruition, something you're trying to grow. And this is saying, let the universe catch up with your dreams. So maybe you've done all this action, and now it's time to just sit back and let the universe bring to you what it is that you've worked so hard for. So I don't want to give the misconception of you ask. They always say, ask and you will receive. But the thing is that it isn't necessarily that you ask for something and then it just shows up for you. Like, often you need to take action. And so it's time to take action, or excuse me, it's time to slow down. You've done the action that you need to. It's time to slow down, find stillness, balance your energies. And in the stillness is when the universe will be able to catch up. Will be able to catch up and bring to you what it is that you've been trying to work, create, manifest, or bring whatever it is that you're trying to bring into fruition for yourself. Okay, so group 3, your main theme is balance, finding balance in your energies. And it's really important for you right now to be still. And to be still during the next, 30 days, 28 to 30 days. And that when it's time, your guidance, Odin will let you know. Odin and Ukiona will let you know when it's time to move forward. And you can call on them to help you to figure that out. Okay, group 3? All right. Well, I thank you so very much for being here, and you have a wonderful next 30 days, and I will see you next time. Bye.